What is up, guys? Matt here, coming at you with another quick video. This one we're going to take a look at these new Proline Trencher 1.0s. I was super excited for these things because in the 10th scale, the trenchers are pretty dang good. And so, I thought, well, they look almost exactly like the same tread pattern, just, shrunk down to the 1.0 size. And I kind of liked that they made these a little bit bigger than the high racks that they offered. So you can see here, these are like a 57 millimeter, I believe. So you can see a little bit bigger than the trencher. And really, these trenchers, or I'm sorry, I keep saying the high racks. These high racks are really good. They're just pretty small. These come off of my Bronco, my FCX24 Bronco. I run them on there because they do well. Not too much problem with clearance. These, being a little bit larger, they are pretty similar to stock TRX4M tire right here. You can see not quite as wide. We got some Wranglers here, pretty similar to those, a little bit bigger than the Wrangler, RC4WD drive Wranglers. So a little bigger than those and pretty similar to these mini comp pins, and these tires are really good. Loving these tires. I was actually going to mount these wheels on this, but like everybody's putting these wheels on the TRX4Ms because they're super heavy, but I just didn't want to be like everybody else, so I went with these Injora wheels. I did put some flexible golf weights in the inner ring of these, so if you haven't seen these, I'll link them in the description. They have a sticky back. You can just easily add some weight to your wheels. So the fronts I wrapped around twice. The rears just once because I don't have flubbers or anything for these. Just stock foams. I did vent these. So we're gonna run this thing and just kind of see how it does with these in stock form, vented, just so you guys can kind of see them perform. Out of the pack, they felt super slick. Like I could not believe how slimy they felt. But the more you handle them, I would suggest maybe washing them because it's like they just have like the release agent or something where they come out of the mold on them. Because the more you handle them, the better they feel actually. So I think as these break in, they're going to be fine. They actually, as I wipe them, they start feeling better. So, but they just have a very like oily feel. So straight out of the pack, you may want to wash them. They are on bead locks. So just like the high racks, you have to buy their wheel with these. And I don't know why they don't just sell them by themselves. Nobody wants these wheels. So here's the part number on them. I will link these in the description. I got mine from Horizon. If you purchase through the link, obviously it helps the channel, so I appreciate that. And we're gonna go run this a little bit just so you guys can see these, and I'll talk about kind of how they feel and how they're doing. But I think they're a pretty good fit on the Bronco here, so kind of like the way they look. Don't believe we're gonna have too much rubbing, so that's a good thing. Even fully compressed there, just a little bit of rubbing. And looks like that fender's like separating. What's up with that? But so you can see, like I said, they're very similar in size. These tires are pretty good for stock tires, but they're not excellent. They're just pretty solid. I really wanted to put these wheels on here, and I'm waiting on my Injora deep wheel nuts for the TRX4M because I just can't quite get the wheel nut down in there with the tool. It's just a pain, and I didn't want to deal with spacers and all that stuff, so I'm just waiting. Those should be showing up any day now. They've been on order for like a month and a half, so surely they'll be here eventually. But I do like these wheels. Those actually are some OGRCs. They came with the OGRC tires, and they were very crazy hard. Hopefully their new ones are better. I ordered some of those as well. Got those coming. And I may even try these on there. These wheels fit pretty good as well. These Boom Racing tires, I've been trying with these. So many people wanted to see these, and I've not really been impressed with these tires at all, so that's why I just haven't did a video on them. I have like all of their tires and none of them have really did anything for me. So let's go check these out. We'll run it. I'll talk about how they feel, how they're doing. We'll see what's up. Overall, I feel like these tires did pretty well on the TRX4M. With the weight of the hard body on this thing, you're definitely going to want some flubber stuffers, at least in the front. I noticed the front tires folding, on some spots where I was really trying to turn as I was coming downhill. The added weight from this hard body really kind of folded them over, but most cases they pulled pretty well. You can see here, not giving too much, and those are vented. All four are vented. A few times it was kind of spinning quite a bit, and you'll see a couple spots here in a little bit where it really took a minute to get up stuff. But one of the climbs was a very tough climb. My father-in-law tried it with his FCX that's now stretched and has trail warriors and usually does really well. He couldn't even make it up it the other night when we were playing around. That's why you see like the little gate markers out on the course. We were just kind of setting up some lines to have fun with. And I actually made it up it with this thing. You will see I struggled and struggled for a pretty good little bit, but it did finally make it. And so, I feel like this thing's running pretty dang good. And these tires did pretty well. I'm going to do a breakdown of these. I'm actually going to get started on it very quick because if I don't, I'll never end up doing it. Between these tires and the mini pins, because those mini pins just like really impressed me as soon as I ran them. Whereas these, I'm kind of like, I think they did all right, So it's kind of hard for me to judge on this truck. This is honestly the first set of aftermarket tires I've ran on this truck. I've just been running it with stock tires. And so I feel like I need to do some more comparison just to be 100% honest about it. I think they look pretty good on here. They fit really well and look pretty decent with these wheels. So I'm definitely going to pull these off of here, put them on a truck I'm more familiar with, like an FCX build, and try to run them head to head with a couple other tires, maybe of this size, at least the mini pins for sure, because those are really my favorite tire at this size right now. I want to run them on the foam course as well. So definitely stay tuned for that. I'm going to try to do that comparison very soon. But I do like how these look on something like this truck, much better than the mini pins. And that's why, I went with these on this truck. I could have put the mini pins on there, but they just really don't fit this style truck. They look more comp style, they do not look scale at all. Whereas these can pass, I think, for a scale looking truck. And they did pretty well. You can see that side came up at fine. Now this side here, when I go back up it later, that's where I was spinning a lot. Look at that, like a cat. Always lands on his feet. But a couple of these climbs really good for this truck because, this is a larger truck with added weight up top. No extra brass, nothing added to this truck. Besides, I did put the weight in the inner ring like I mentioned earlier, and it was pulling some pretty good lines. This line here going up this rock is pretty tough. Some of the modded vehicles, like I said, my father-in-law's FCX, that has a decent couple little mods to it to really help it with performance. He wasn't able to get up this the other night, and it is a little bit about knowing where to hit it, because you kind of got to hang more to the left so you don't fall in that hole right there. But it took me a pretty good little bit to get this truck where it needed to be and to actually grab and go up it. The added weight from the body really kind of made it tougher for this truck, but I left this uncut so you could see, you know, how much I kind of struggled to get up this. But in the end, I was able to get up it. And, you know, so I can't really say the tires weren't getting it done. I think a little more weight down low would have really helped it right here. It's like it's just not making enough contact to where, so I'm just spinning, you know, and you can tell it's really wanting to loop out with the body weight. So I can't blame this one on the tires. I never really noticed them struggling a lot for traction besides this spot, and it's just kind of steep for this truck. So I think a little added weight down low would definitely help make it up that. I do have a lot of the Injora brass stuff on the way for this truck. Unfortunately, I got the brass color before they released the black, so I'll just be painting it or using some brass black on it or something. But curious to see how a little added weight would help it go up this possibly. But as you can see, it did make it. I just, you know, had to be careful because it was really wanting to tip there. So pretty difficult line there. Pretty impressed that this truck made it, to be honest. And I think these tires did pretty well in that spot. You know, they were spinning a lot, but like I said, I think it's just because they didn't have enough weight holding them down. They really weren't making good contact. So this is really just meant to be kind of a first thoughts video, but I don't like just taking something out of the package and showing it to you guys. I want you to at least have some running to where you can kind of look at this and gauge for yourself, like, yeah, I think those look pretty good, or no, those suck, you know. I'm definitely going to put more time in with these because this is an interesting tire size for me. You know, I like this size tire. I'm glad to see companies releasing a good tire at this size. You know, everybody now, it's just like, oh, to make a better tire, you just make it bigger. You know, a lot of the tires that were coming out there for a while, they just get a little bigger, a little bigger, a little bigger. And everybody would jump on the train, oh, this is the best tire. And then the next bigger tire would come out, and oh, this is the best tire. Because they just kept getting bigger, and people thought they were better, but they were really just bigger, and we were just able to roll over some things a little easier maybe. Whereas when you want to build like a scale looking build, or you want a shorter setup, I've found here lately, a lot of my trucks I'm building a little more short and narrow. And I feel like a tire of this size and those mini pins like I was talking about do really well on that setup. So, you know, I'm glad to see these tires kind of at this size. I wouldn't mind them offering a larger size because I do like some big tires now and then. But I'm kind of glad they went around this range, to be honest. Maybe if they'd have wanted to go even right at the 60 mark, I'd have been fine with that. But they're pretty good the way they are. So I definitely want to spend more time with them. I just wanted you guys to have some running clips so you could check them out. And then I'm definitely going to, like I said, put them on another truck I'm more familiar with, run the foam course and this course, and we'll kind of compare them hopefully with another set or two and see how they stack up overall. So you guys let me know what you think about these. I appreciate everybody watching. I'll leave you with a little bit of running. Peace.